And a pleasant good afternoon to you and yours. And welcome to Clint Hurdle Field, where today it is the return of the Challenger Classic with four teams here. We start off with Cocoa Beach and Gallie as usual. I'm late getting set up, so we'll get everything situated here. But the first pitch of the game is right here, and it is hit to the shortstop. That is Lustig. Bobbles it, throws, got him. Great play by Lustig to recover for out number one.
Now coming to the plate, number one, Angel Stanley.
Angel Stanley will step in. Stanley, a left-handed hitter. On the hill for O'Gallie today is Chase McBrearty. And McBrearty smokes a fastball by for strike one. McBrearty. And that's strike two. McBrearty's a senior. The 0-2 on the way from McBrearty. Just off the outside corner. A couple of veteran umpires behind the plate. Ron Patrick Sr. And in the field, Eddie Dufresne today. No balls, two strikes. I think scoreboard says 1-1. Cocoa Beach and O'Gallie. And that's a Butte Clark. And that's a strikeout swinging by Stanley for out number two. Two quick outs by Chase McBrearty.
Number 94, Ant Ramsey.
Ant Ramsey steps in, number 94. Probably can't hear me. Let's fix that. Yep, I bet you got me now. Okay, so there we go. One button. Sometimes you just got to push one button. Two outs here, top of the first. And this one already moving 10 times faster than did the Vieira game last night. That was a great baseball game, but it sure did take a while to play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ramsey. That ball is somewhere out of play. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now I want to thank Jason Arnold for inviting us here to the 2025 Challenger Classic. This was a tournament that ran every year under legendary coach Kenny Goldfarb, and it returns this year under Coach Arnold, who was in his first season here at Merritt Island. The 1-2, the off-speed pitches, bounce to the third baseman, scoop, pop, thrown, got him. 1, 2, 3. That'll end the first. Headed to the bottom, or the top of the first. We're going to the bottom of the first. Cocoa Beach, nothing. O'Gallie coming to bat. Want to thank several sponsors for making this happen today. On the Merritt Island side, it's Green Wing Services. And we'll tell you more about Green Wing services throughout the course of the tournament. That's for sure. So, Green Wing Services is the sponsor for Merritt Island. And the second game, of course, coming up today will involve Merritt Island. It'll be 30 minutes after this one as Cocoa Beach and Gallie are playing now. And then it'll be Merritt Island and Heritage. As we get set, let's give you it'll be Breckenridge, McBrearty, Jones, Jacobs, Larice, Tenen, Lustig, Leitz, and Cunningham, 1 through 9. And on the bump for Cocoa Beach is Meckel. Jack Meckel, Jr. Vincent Breckenridge steps in. And he'll look at his first pitch of the 2025 season, and it's low for ball one. Upstairs, 2-0. Breckenridge last year, a 286 hitter. That's really where the Commodores struggled last year. First time they did not make the state tournament in about 8-9 years last season, and it was really at the dish that O'Gallie struggled, and it was really just primarily with runners in scoring position. This ball is lifted into right field, and good catch out there by the right fielder who hauls it in for out number one. That's Stanley out there who hauls it in. So we got one out here in the bottom of inning number one. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Chase McBrearty. So McBrearty with an opportunity to help his cause here in the bottom of the first inning here at Clayton Hurdle Field in the 2025 Challenger Classic. And that is smoke down the middle, strike one. I want to say hello to my man right here. Got to show him, Buster. My man Buster Beal on the job again this year. How many years now, Buster? How many years? How many years, buddy? How many? 25 years. My goodness. You were here when they played the Challenger Classic before, weren't you? The 0-2 is upstairs, and it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. I guess we're on the air. I didn't even check. He's working. And that ball is lined in the center field, but that's just a good job out there by the center fielder. That's Wolf out there, and he tracks it in for out number one, or out number two, I should say, here in the bottom of inning number one. So both teams have sent 5 hitters to the plate here, and 5 up, 5 down so far through the bottom of the first. The third batter here in the inning will be KJ Jones. KJ, a right-handed hitter, and he'll look at ball one upstairs. The 1-0 is 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. And that is a chopper foul. Yeah, it looks like we're live. Okay. 2 balls and a strike. And that'll be 3-1. Hitters count. And that is now a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here. And that ball is chopped to the shortstop, or actually not chopped. That was in the air, a little soft liner. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. So 3 up and 3 down sends us to the top of the 2nd inning. No score here in the 2025 Game 1 of the Challenger Classic. Welcome back, top of the 2nd inning here. As Chase McBrearty out there with a 1-2-3 inning. Connor McGrew. It'll be McGrew, Cerruti, and Kress for Cocoa Beach here in the top of the 2nd inning. No score, moving right along here as McBrearty eyes up McGrew. He rocks, kicks, and fires. KJ Jones is his transfer from Rockledge, is his battery mate behind the plate. KJ with a great year last year. That's a beaut, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to McGrew. Outside. These catchers at every level, including youth baseball, have become so good at framing pitches. The 2-1 is fouled back and off somebody's car, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here. Top of the 2nd. No score between Cocoa Beach and Gallie. Bobby Collins comes into the season needing 28 wins for 500 career wins. 472 wins in his career. 472 wins in his career. And that ball bounces away from KJ, and the count is full. McBrearty's first full count of the game. Between innings, we're going to get new Merritt Island coach Jason Arnold on the broadcast. He just found that out. So we're going to talk to Coach Arnold about, I don't know, that ball's fouled out of play. Talk to Coach Arnold about bringing the Challenger Classic back, and 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still good at bat for McGrew. And that is what you call window shopping. He's just looking, and that's a strikeout. That's the second of the day for McGrew. Anthony Cerruti steps in. Cerruti, a .222 hitter last year. See, a young Cocoa Beach team certainly is. Low for a ball, ball one. Of course, Merritt Island, 2 state baseball championships, back-to-back years in 99 and 2000. Final 4 team last year. And there's a shot, fielded nicely by Lustig in the hall. Long throw, not in time though, and that's an infield hit. Good try by Lustig. I'm going to tell you right now, that's about as close as you're going to see that play at this level. That was deep in the hole. Lustig made the good bounce throw. It was fielded nicely over there by Alex Jacobs, but the runner beat it out. So the first base hit of the game, and that'll bring up number 23, Parker Kress. So 1 on and 2 outs here. Should be 1 out, actually. I was looking at the board. There's a strike right down Merritt Island Boulevard. 0-1. Top of the second, no score between Gallie and Cocoa Beach. Good lead over there. McBrearty. Good throw over. Alex Jacobs, the first baseman over there, digs it out. 0-1 to Parker Kress. That'll be strike 2. The 0-2 fouled off. And will stay there. Oh, that was close. Good swipe tag by Jacobs over there. Made it look a lot closer than it probably was. Nothing and 2, McBrearty. Man, they must really think he's going. Let's see here what the scouting report on Kress is. Kress had 2 stolen bases last year, but that is a sizable lead over there. And here's the pitch. The curveball is blocked by KJ Juntz. A good block by KJ, but the block pushes the ball halfway down the third base line, and Kress is now down at second on the wild pitch. And the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. Once again, we want to thank Green Wing for sponsoring this event here over the next 2 days, the 2025 Challenger Classic. 1-2 now to Kress. Good job by Ron Patrick there. That may have landed as a strike, but it did not cross as one. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 with a runner at second, 1 out Here in the top of the second, McBrearty kicks and fires, and there's a ground ball, and that gets between third and short, but hit pretty hard, and that'll force Coach to hold the runner at third. So Cocoa Beach has got a little something brewing here in the top of the second with runners at first and third is Parker Kress with a base hit as the runner will advance to third and Kress at first. And this will bring up Braden Wyman as K.J. Jones goes out to settle his guy down. Wyman last year, a 208 hitter, but he was just an eighth grader. This year, a freshman on the team. Let's see what Coach does here with runners at first and third, and we're going to play the throwover game. And eventually, you are going to see high school baseball. Maybe not be a pitch clock, but you're going to ultimately see a limitation on how many times you can throw to first, how many times you can step out of the batter. That's coming. You may not get the pitch clock, but you're going to get that. There's a strike right down the middle, 0-1. You have to. You got to do it. High school baseball games on average over the last 10 years have been about 2.5 hours long. 7-inning games should be finished in 90, 100 minutes. And I think that's where the mentality needs to start in terms of speeding up the game and continuing to grow its fan base. Oh and 1 here, 1 out, runners at the corners, chance for the Minutemen. I'll tell you what, you really gotta like the move of Chase McBrearty. He puts that ball right there, making it easy for the first baseman to catch and tag. If Jacob swipes a little harder, he could probably knock his hand off the bag. And that ball is just what the doctor ordered. Larice with it. Will the runner tag? He will. Larice, no, indeed. Do you test that arm? The ball, though, does hit the front of the pitcher's mound and take a wild hop. He probably would have been safe, but you do not run on the junior Xavier Larice. That's a wise decision, even though the ball bounced off the front of the mound. That ball don't hit the front of the mound, and it's a perfect strike to K.J. Jones. So now it's 2 outs with runners at the corner. As Hayden Wilson steps in. I saw H. Wilson on the lineup card and wanted to call him Hack. Curveball outside. Oh, catches the corner. 0-1, says the veteran Ron Patrick Sr. Eddie Dufresne in the field. 2 of the best you can have in Brevard County. 0-1 to Wilson. The runner goes, swings and misses, and Jones will concede the bag. So now it's 0-2, and McBrearty is a strike away from getting out of a jam that was first and third with 1 out. Popped up. Is it playable, though? A lot of foul territory here at Merritt Island. I think you could collectively hear the dugout go, oh, probably a playable ball there. Now let's see if Wilson can make him pay for not catching that. 0-2. And 2 outs. McBrearty to Wilson. Runners now at second and third. Base knock likely scores 2. Low in the dirt. KJ Jones digs it out. 1-2. The 1-2 offering on its way. That gets away, and that will score the first run of the game on the second wild pitch of the day, as Cerruti will score. Kress will advance to third, and it's 1-0 Minutemen. As Bobby Collins says, all right, here we go, kid. Let's settle down here. So Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second inning, 2-3 at third. 10 at the plate. 4 on his way to the plate. Oh, that a purdy curveball gets Wilson for the third out of the inning, but not before Cocoa Beach plates a run on a wild pitch. Coach, let's bring in Coach Jason Arnold here for just a minute or two. And, Coach, let's see this, what we got here. Okay. This is the, well, I'll show it to him. You got an extra one of these?
Yeah, you can keep it for the whole day.
Okay, outstanding.
13th year of this, so it says it in here. Like, look at all this, the history of it and everything.
Oh, I'm going to check this out. Okay. All right, Coach. First of all,
91 it started.
we haven't even talked since you became the new skipper here at Merritt Island. Seems like a perfect fit for you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a lot of kids here that I know well, and we live in the community also. And our ministry at Georgiana, I have a lot of these kids that are at our church too. So it really is a great fit for young men and us, and then also the baseball side as well.
You know, Coach, I know you got a couple of seniors, but this team graduated a lot of players last year. And so really you get an opportunity to just, right from the start, to do this thing in your mold. That's got to be an advantage.
Yeah, I think long term for sure. You know, when you got 18 guys on varsity and only 2 of them played varsity baseball last year.
Right.
So that's definitely an experience, but at the same time, it's an excitement too. So we've enjoyed these boys. They are playing hard and they're having fun, which is something that we really wanted to make a big focus on in the fall and the early spring.
All right, let's talk about the Challenger Classic because, you know, the legendary Ken Goldfarb held this tournament. You decided to bring it back. Why was it important for you to bring this tournament back?
Well, Chuck and I are good buddies. He gave me my first head coaching job long ago at Cocoa High School, and I just have the utmost respect for him. And when I was a player, I can remember coming here all my years at Melbourne and how much we loved like all the teams from the area being here at the same time. It was just a really special way to kick off the season. So we thought that it would be a great opportunity for us to bring this back. And there's a nice hit by Alex right there. And this year, you know, we were able to get 4 teams because kind of the lateness of it. But I think in the future, we'll try to make it week-long with 6 teams, and everybody gets 3 games. And just a neat community-wide, county-wide event. I mean, my passion really has always been just baseball in this area. And to get to see a lot of those teams and kids over a whole week would be pretty special.
You know, Coach, good base hit there. Nice base knock there by Alex Jacobs, the Gallie first baseman, which brings up the junior Xavier Larice. You know, Coach, I'm excited you're back here at Clint Hurdle Field. And the tradition of Merritt Island baseball is such that, you know, when you think about baseball in Brevard County, obviously, you know, there's Melbourne, but Merritt Island is one of those staple programs.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to argue that it's got the most history.
Yeah.
It's a really special place, and it's one of those ones where my wife went to school here, and I went to Melbourne, so I've always been around, and you know that. But then when you're actually here, you're like, wow, that's it's even more than I thought, and you feel it also. So it's been really special, and it is a neat place with a lot of people that want to contribute and be a part of it, which has made it really special.
Well, Coach, I couldn't be more thrilled you're here. It's great to be back over here at Merritt Island, and thanks for having BSN out here today as Xavier Larice. Uh-oh. Ooh. All right, we missed that, but I hope these two guys are okay. That ball was right in front. Coach, you guys all right? I guess they are. Okay. Man, that was a little close for comfort.
Oh, there's a lot going on right there.
Coach, thanks again, and I can't thank you enough for having us out here.
Man, I appreciate you and appreciate you coming out, and look forward to seeing a lot of you here coming up soon.
Yes, sir, you definitely will. Coach Jason Arnold, the new head coach for the Merritt Island. Yeah, I'm going to check that out for sure. And so Xavier Reese catches a break there. That was I want to tell you right now, I wasn't moving the camera because we were just looking up. Because the only thing you could do at one point was to catch the ball. That happened last year at Vieira, and I wasn't, I'm not doing that again. That hurts. That absolutely hurts. We'll fix the score here in just a second here. Thanks, Coach Arnold, for coming on. Larice, 2-1. We'll fix the score after the at-bat because Cocoa Beach leads this thing 1-0. The on-deck hitter is Declan Tynan. 3-1 to Larice. Yep, upstairs, ball 4. And Larice is the kind of guy you don't play around with. You give him you just give you just don't play around with him. You see he's batting 5th, right? He started as a leadoff guy because he's so fast. He can steal bases and do all those things for you. But now he's batting 5th right there in the power spot of the order as Declan Tynan steps in. Pitch to him, shows bunt. Always liked the name Declan. So Jacobs led off with a smash single. Larice walks, Tinnan's up. Brock Lustig is on deck. And good job pulling the bat back in. I'll tell you one thing, last year I did an Gallie game where they were absolutely terrible bunting. And Coach Collins, after they won the game, but Coach Collins said to me afterwards, you know what we're working on? All week, bunting. They did, and man, the next game we did, there you go. That's a good push bunt. But goes foul. We're a much better bunting team the next time we broadcast them. Jack Meckel in on the bump for Cocoa Beach today. So far, has not allowed an O'Gallie run here as we are in the bottom of inning number 2. The 1-2 outside. Swing and a miss, and that is the first out of the inning. And the first strikeout for Jack Meckel. In 2003, the Challenger Classic Baseball Tournament was hosted by Merritt Island High School. At that time, it was sponsored by Carrabba's. In 1991, the Merritt Island High School program began hosting a preseason baseball tournament. Because of the community ties, coaches and supporters all agreed that so naming the Challenger Classic Baseball Tournament would be a fitting tribute to commemorate the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster and to honor the memory of the Challenger crew that was lost in the January 28, 1986 accident. Then, of course, we had the Space Shuttle Columbia tragedy when February 1st, I want to say 2003, Challenger or Columbia was lost. That's a tough ball in that wind. Wind is blowing, and the catcher can't come up with it. Of course, the Columbia was lost on reentry over Nacogdoches, Texas. And, of course, it was scheduled to land right here at Kennedy Space Center that morning, scheduled for a 9:15 landing. One ball and two strikes to Lustig, and Lustig strikes out. So right now, unfortunately for O'Gallie, the 2024 issues of runners in scoring position are plaguing the 2025 team, but it's early as Carson Leitz steps in. Leitz was a 161 hitter last year, but his forte is pitching. He was one of the best in Brevard County. On deck is Nick Cunningham. Popped up. Let's see if Meckel can work himself out of trouble. I want to thank Jason Arnold for stopping by. Swing and a miss. Strike two. So Meckel's one pitch away from stranding. 2 on. With nobody out. Upstairs, Meckel gave up a single and then walked Larice, and he has since struck out Tinnen and Lustig and has 2 strikes on Leitz. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. So deuces are very much wild as number 3 stands in. Meckel. Oh, they got him. What a play. Sorry about that. I was too busy looking at the play. They got him. Outstanding play to pick off Jacobs at second base, and that'll end the inning. Leitz will get a fresh shot at a new count, but a 1-6 pickoff. Meckel perfectly timed. That credit goes to the catcher because the catcher calls that side. Meckel and the shortstop executed it perfectly. 1-0 Cocoa Beach as we enter the third. Yeah, I apologize. I'm flying solo. And so Caleb not with me tonight, so I'm by myself for 2 games. And this is a tough place to broadcast from because, well, I got to give it up to Merritt Island because Coach Arnold, there used to be an old picnic table here that we would have to move up and I'd have to stand on. But Coach Arnold and his guys have built these benches here that are higher, much higher than the picnic table was. So I put a table in front of that, and I'm able to put the tripod on top. But I can sit on top, but I got the scorebook like kind of on my right knee and the camera hand. So I apologize. There's no excuse for missing a wonderful pickoff play like that. But just a great play and a great tag there as Meckel turned and threw the ball. And the shortstop gets as much credit as anybody on this for the tag, and that was Braden Wyman. So we go to the third inning. And it'll be the pitcher, Meckel. Jack is then back to the top of the order with Christian Wolf and then Angel Stanley. I don't know where it went. Nobody called it. That's a single. That ball dropped. Nobody called it. And that's a leadoff single for the pitcher, Meckel. Nice job by him. Just went with the pitch and put the ball in play, and you end up on first base. No, it's foul, I guess. Never mind. Look, he thought it was fair. Okay, so a strike. A strike. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll be here. Thanks, buddy. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the third inning, Cocoa Beach on top, 1-0 here in the 2025 Challenger Classic. 2-1. Coming up, it'll be Merritt Island and Heritage, a Final Four team. And let me tell you something. Heritage last year, great year. Just missed out on reaching the state tournament. That's a strike. And Ron Patrick agrees, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was 17-9 or 10 last season, and Coach Mendes did a terrific job with the team. And they were fun to watch. Just misses low and inside, and the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Meckel as Wolf waits on deck. The 3-2 is a ground ball to the third baseman. Long throw across the diamond. And he got him. What a play. What a throw. Nice job by Carson Leeds to get the runner. Christian Wolf steps in. He grounded out to Brock Lustig his first time up. Heck of a play by Carson. Outside. 1-0. Two and 0 inside. Want to thank Rajano Health. There's a strike. 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1. So falling behind here, can't do that. He's been falling behind the hitters the last, I don't know, inning or so, and you don't want to see that happen. And that's a 5-pitch walk. Besides falling behind the hitters, it is just the first walk he has issued, so he's got 3 strikeouts and a walk as Stanley steps in. Stanley was his first strikeout victim. Bunted foul. You'll see Gallie quite a few times this year. You'll see Merritt Island quite a few times this year. You'll see Cocoa Beach 3 times this year, and Heritage you'll see 4 times this year here on Brevard Sports Network. Chase McBrearty kicks and fires. I don't think he knew what he wanted to do there. Bunt or swing. 0-2 now. McBrearty keeping the runner close here. Top of the 3rd inning, 1-0 Cocoa Beach here on Brevard Sports Network. It'll be 30 minutes between games. So when this game is over, we'll log off, and then we'll be back with off and running. K.J. Jones fires. Ball goes into center field, but that's a stolen base by Wolf. And a strikeout by Stanley. And that'll bring up number 94, Grant Ramsey. Good pitch to run on. Ramsey grounded out to Carson Leitz his last time up. Oh, took a little off of that one. Strike 1. It's Leitz, Lustig at 3rd and short, Cunningham at 2nd, and Jacobs over at 1st. The Gallie infield. It's low and outside. In the outfield from left to right, it is Tynan, Larice, and Breckenridge. And, of course, Chase McBrearty on the bump and K.J. Jones behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Grant Ramsey. Runner at 2nd. And first base is the only base you have to throw to if you commit. Ramsey. Here's the pitch. Fastball pops straight up. You got to call. Well, the pitcher's going to take this and does. Shouldn't let your pitcher catch it, but they do. And that will end the inning. And a runner will be stranded at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, 1-0 Cocoa Beach. So I'm looking at the program, Coach Arnold, let me look at here from the 2003 Challenger Tournament. Here is your Merritt Island roster. Buster Beal, Jimmy Marshall, Matthew Brodnan, Travis Parrott, Kurt Hines, Todd Hintz, Matt Bumpus, Corey Peterson, Travis Irby, Ryan Larson, Danny Verpale, Sean Gleason, Joe Giaquinto, Jeff Turner, Chad Passmore, and Thomas Duncan, the Merritt Island Mustangs. I'll read you Rockledge and Titusville coming up in a minute, because that 2003 Rockledge team was the last one that didn't have, or I think that was the first year or second year for Greg Claiborne as the manager there, because I know they won a state championship in, or I have to go back and look at Rockledge. They had that state championship team, I think, in what, 04, I think it was, yeah. And Carson Leach, who was at the plate when the runner was picked off, will lead it up here in the bottom of the third inning. And this is, if you like pitchers' duels, you have seen one last night, and you are seeing one tonight. It'll be Leach, Cunningham, and back to the top of the order in Breckenridge, and that is a strike. And then quickly Leach is behind, 0-2. The on-deck hitter is Nick Cunningham. The 0-2 to Carson. And Carson fights off an off-speed pitch and stays alive. Jack Meckel throwing strikes, and that's all you can ask in game one. That's all you can ever ask. Meckel rocks and kicks, and there's a base hit down the line. And Leach rounds first, and that's where he will hold. And the Gallie Commodores have the leadoff runner on for the second consecutive inning. And we'll see what they do with it as Nick Cunningham steps to the plate. So a runner at first. Leach with a pretty good lead over there. Cunningham shows bunt, pulls it back. Bobby Collins down here giving signs. Pitch. I guess the one thing you can't do when you're bunting is lean. You got to turn square. It's almost like you got to let the ball hit the bat, and you can't lunge, cannot lunge, and that's what he did there. 1-1. You literally, when you bunt, you're literally holding the bat with your fingertips. You should be anyway. One and one. Meckel. Leach takes another half step. There you go. That'll advance the runner for sure. And the underhanded toss. And good sack bunt there by Cunningham. As Leach down the second, back to the top of the order. As number 13, Vincent Breckenridge steps in. Good bunt. And his teammates let him know it when he comes back to the dugout. Breckenridge lined out to the right fielder in his first at bat. Upstairs, ball one. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Cocoa Beach. The only run of the game has come on a wild pitch. Meckel sets. Kicks and fires. Upstairs again, same spot. And Breckenridge is not budging, 2-0. Good eye for a leadoff hitter. You got to have one. He's got it. The 2-0. And can't get that pitch to come down, and it's 3-0. And just like that, you're about to put speed on first. The 3-0 count should be a take all the way here. And there's your proverbial 3-0 strike, and it's 3-1. Hitters count. Breckenridge from Meckel, 3-1. Chest high, 3-2. Full count. It's a good pitch. Now he's ready. The 3-2. Oh, my goodness gracious. Meckel says, "Can I help you, sir?" Breckenridge says, "No thanks, I'm just looking." Strike 3 with the backwards K, and it's 2 outs now. And that'll bring up Chase McBrearty, who, as the pitcher, has a chance to help his cause immensely here with a base hit. McBrearty flied out to the center fielder his first time up. And that one will be high for a ball. 1-0 to Chase. The 1-0. Make it 1-1. Good pitch. KJ Jones on deck. The 1-1 is popped straight up. This is a tough play right here. Should be played. Will it be played? It is. And that is the third and final out, and the Commodores strand another runner in scoring position. We head to the fourth. 1-0 Cocoa Beach. Okay, welcome back here to Clint Hurdle Field in Merritt Island as we head to the top of the fourth inning. It is Cocoa Beach 1 and Gallie nothing. Heart of the lineup coming up as Connor McGrew leads it off, followed by Anthony Cerruti and Parker Kress. Chase McBrearty still on the bump for Bobby Collins. His first pitch offering catches the outside corner for strike one. 1-0. Swings over the top of a beautiful curveball, and it's quickly 0-2. A stark contrast from what we saw from McBrearty in the last inning, where he was falling behind hitters to start the inning. Here he's ahead, 0-2. McBrearty kicks, fires, and McBrearty returns the favor as McBrearty says, "Can I help him?" McGrew says, "Nope, just looking." Backwards K to start, top of the fourth. As Cerruti steps in. The sun begins to set here in beautiful Merritt Island. Low and outside. What a great idea by new skipper Jason Arnold. Challenger Classic. KJ Jones tries again, but won't happen. 2-0. Ron Petrick says, I've been around. I've seen those frames before. And there's a chopper to the third baseman, up and over to first. And Carson Leach with another great play over there. And that's 2 outs, 2 quick outs. Parker Kress steps in. Kress, a freshman, singled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Nice pitch, strike one. McBrearty's starting to find a rhythm he's comfortable with right now, and you can clearly see it. And that's popped up. Now it's shallow. I don't know. Yeah, the speed of Larice will haul. Larice hauls and calls. And 3 up, 3 down, just like that in the blink of an eye. No, Gallie, let's see if they can build on it with the bats heading to the bottom of the fourth. All right, welcome back to Clint Hurdle Field. Alan Slaughtersinski with you here. And once again, I want to thank Rajano Health. You see the services offered there on the screen, the phone number, the website, all of that great stuff. The website may not be up and running yet, but of course, also want to thank Green Wing Services. For without them, this Challenger Classic would not be taking place as KJ Jones steps in. And Jack Meckel delivers strike one strike one. As we head to the bottom of inning number 4, And it is the meat of the Commodore lineup. In Jones, Jacobs, and Larice. The 0-1, Jones with a good take there, 1-1. Alex Jacobs on deck. Pitch. Nice pitch. Strike two. Baseball a lot this week coming up. Got 3 more games, 4 more games. We have the second game here tonight between Heritage and Merritt Island. We also have tomorrow Vieira baseball again. Friday, we also have Vieira baseball and the championship match of this tomorrow night. We can't make the 4:30 game tomorrow. But tomorrow is I'll be at the Saturday, and KJ Jones with a leadoff walk. Tomorrow, if you are an unrecruited class of 2025 football player and you don't have a home yet, come on over to Satellite High School tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the football recruiting fair. This guy on deck, he's got plenty of schools interested. And Xavier Larice as Alex Jacobs steps in. Jacobs, last time up, got a hit, but was picked off of second base. But 1 o'clock tomorrow, come over to Satellite. I counted 17 colleges will be there tomorrow. Tony Piccolo, TJ Gallie have done a terrific job putting this thing together. And that gets away, and KJ Jones, actually KJ's not out there. There's a pinch runner for KJ, and that pinch runner is Kevin Dillon. So Kevin Dillon takes second base. And Jacobs now with nobody out for the third consecutive inning. The Commodores have an opportunity to score a run. They have a runner in scoring position. And again, remember, this was their biggest issue last season, was scoring with runners in scoring position. So let's see here. Low and outside. They had a runner in scoring position in the second, in the third, and now here in the fourth. Bobby Collins at third. Ryan Houston at first. The 2-0 on its way. Jacobs takes letter high, and it's 3-0. I don't know if you give him the green light here or not. I think you're taking this pitch the whole way down the plate. See if he gets he does not, and it's a 4-pitch walk. And Xavier Larice now could see a mound visit here. As Xavier Larice steps in, and we will indeed get a mound visit. I know Brendan Wynn was the manager, but he's not anymore. Head coach is Brian Johnson. Brendan Wynn is now the assistant. Brian Johnson is the head coach for O'Gallie now. Or O'Gallie for Cocoa Beach, I should say. My apologies for Cocoa Beach. Brian, of course, if you know the story about Brian, former Boston Red Sox, first year now, and just a great guy, man. That's right. So here we go. No, you good, bro. Brian, of course, pitched for the Boston Red Sox, and just a great story if you know his story. And we had an opportunity to talk to Brian when he was hired. Please go back and check that out because that is a great interview. Swing and a miss by Larice, 2-1. But I think the thing that, Brendan Wynn did a terrific job with this program over the last couple of years. Wynn, when he was the manager, 26 wins. He's been with this program for 4 years. So, yeah, he's done a great job. Pitch. Larice shows a bunt there, and the count is even up at 2-2. It was one of the big hire by Ted Kimmy when it was made. And that ball is hit deep into center field, and the center fielder with an outstanding track on it. And that's one out. Nice job out there by the center fielder. Larice got into it, just missed it. But that'll be one out as Declan Tinnon steps in. So it was in July he took over. Brian took over in July. Coach Johnson played at Cocoa Beach. Graduated in 2009 for the Minutemen. So you got two former major leaguers here today, in Brian Johnson and, of course, Jason Arnold. We'll talk about Jason Arnold during the Merritt Island game. Brian played for Team USA as well. And there's a ground ball that gets past the first baseman around third and on his way to score the first run. And Jacobs will be held at third. And Kevin Dillon scores the first run on a Declan Tinnon base hit. And we're tied at 1. Brock Lustig steps in, and a big RBI for Declan. And it's 1-1. Here in the bottom of inning number 4, Lustig. His second at bat. He struck out in his only other at bat back in the second. Of course, Coach Johnson, his family, and Lustig swings over the top for a strike. Extremely athletic as well. His sister Brooke was a 4-year letterman for the Florida Gators softball team. His older brother Billy Jr. played 4 years of college baseball. Brian's father, Billy Johnson, played college football for Florida State in the 70s. His uncle Joe was the college basketball head coach for Florida State, Furman, and Jacksonville. So Coach Johnson comes from a family of athletes, that's for sure. Oh, that hit him. So Lustig will reach on an HBP. And the Commodores now with the bases loaded and just one out as Carson Leach steps in. And this could do it for Jack Meckel, it is going to do it. It's the second mound visit. And Jack Meckel is going to take a seat. Nice job today, young man, in your first game of the season. Meckel, a junior, goes 3 1/3 with 3 strikeouts. 2 walks. He allows 3 hits and a run. And let's see who the new hurler will be for Cocoa Beach. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Ubrzati. Want to thank Ubrzati. As all of the Commodores will take a look at the new hurler for the Minutemen. And as soon as I get a number, so it's going to be Christian Wolf, the new hurler for Cocoa Beach. Let's see what, if anything, we know of Christian. Last year, Wolf made 11 appearances. He was 2-2, 26 2/3 innings pitched last year, 20 walks, 49 strikeouts, and a 1.84 ERA. Opponents batted just 186 against him. So Christian's got stuff. And Coach Johnson brings him in at about the perfect time with bases loaded and 1 out. And Carson Leets up. And the final note on Johnson was at UF, he was a freshman All-American. And, of course, Louisville Slugger in 2010. And then, of course, with the Boston Red Sox, struck out Jose Altuve, Marwin Gonzalez, and then Carlos Carrera. Not a lot of guys that can say they did that. Leets with an opportunity here. And swings and misses at the first pitch offering. Of course, we'll tell you all about Jason Arnold coming up, former major leaguer, all-time great at UCF, former great Melbourne Bulldog. Jason Arnold with quite a baseball foundation here in Brevard County and beyond. Now both of these guys leading the future. That ball drops, but too far. 1-1 to Carson. Anything out of the infield scores a run. The infield is drawn in at the corners and back at second and short. 1 ball and 1 strike. Leets swings and misses at straight heat. 1-2. See if he's got anything in the old off-speed arsenal. Once again, we want to thank Ubrzati, call to the bullpen, sponsored by them. Upstairs, and nope, he's coming with heat. Christian Wolf, again, as we said, last year was 2-2, had 11 appearances, 26 2/3 innings pitched. Struck out 49 hitters last year. 1-2 to Leets. The curveball, Leets manages to get a piece of it and stay alive. Coming up next it'll be the Heritage Panthers taking on the Merritt Island Mustangs. The 1-2. Leach drives this one. Will it drop? That's in the gap. That may empty the bases. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Here comes the second run, and safe at the plate is Declan Tinnon, and Carson Leach with a gap double scores 2, and the Commodores lead it 3-1. Nice piece of hitting by Carson, as Cunningham will step in. Let's get the score updated here. I should have done it. I should have done it when the pitching changed, but I wanted to wait. But now 3-1 means you got to update it. All right. Nick Cunningham at the plate. Sacrifice bunt his last time up. So far, the Commodores have. Cunningham is the 7th batter of the inning to come to the plate, and still just 1 out here. As Gallie with a 3-run 4th has taken the lead. That one's right down Merritt Island Boulevard, and it's 0-2 to Cunningham. The on-deck hitter is Vincent Breckenridge. The pitch. Curveball is a beaut, Clark. And all Cunningham can do is window shop as he looks. And that's the second out. The 8th hitter of the inning steps up, Vincent Breckenridge. He struck out looking his last time up and lined out to the right fielder back in the first inning. The leadoff hitter with Chase McBrearty on deck now has a little breathing room on the bump. And not a good swing by Breckenridge. The runners at second and third still. Carson Leach at second. 2 runs in. The runner at third is Brock Lustig. Bounces in. Lustig's going to score easy here. And it's 4-1, O'Gallie. As Lustig trots in, Leach advances to third. And after being hit by a pitch, Lustig travels all the way around the bases. And now O'Gallie leads it 4-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. So the Commodores finally cash in with runners in scoring position and do so in a big way as Breckenridge swings at the high heat. And it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That was at the chin. So deuces are wild here. In the bottom of the 4th, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Turn card pitch on its way from Christian Wolf. Curveball just misses, and it's 3-2. McBrearty on deck. The 3-2 payoff pitch coming. Strike. No, just missed. Look good. But good eye by Breckenridge. That's why he's the leadoff hitter. And that's a walk. And that'll bring up Chase McBrearty. Ron Patrick said it was a ball. It's a ball. So the catcher now out giving signals about the runner at first, who is obviously should have wheels in motion here with 2 outs. So would it be a catcher's indifference here? It certainly would be, whether or not he decides to throw. We'll see as McBrearty steps in, and he's gone on the first pitch. He's going to take a shot, and they cut it off, and they got him. And the play at the plate is out, and a well-executed play by the Cocoa Beach Minutemen to end the inning as they catch Carson Leach. If you're scoring at home, it is 2-6-2 to end the inning. So 2-6-2 ends the inning, and Gallie adds one more, and it's 4-1. All right, welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network, and we want to thank Green Wing Services, and it is an honor to be back here broadcasting again, and especially for the Challenger Classic here on BSN. And Gallie leads this thing 4-1 in the fifth, and it'll be Wyman, Wilson, and Meckel. Maybe Meckel, we'll see. And Chase McBrearty has new life pumped into him with a 3-run lead now. First time all day he's pitched ahead. And he really began to heat things up in the last inning as he went 1-2-3. His first 1-2-3 inning since the first. He struck out, got a ground out, and a fly out. And this is Wyman, who flied out to the center fielder in his only trip. And McBrearty is behind 2-1 to Braden Wyman. That's outside. Ball 3. Walks will kill you. Walks will kill you. We're going to take a 30-minute break after this game, and we will be back with the Heritage Panthers and the Merritt Island Mustangs as Wyman draws a leadoff walk to start the top of inning number 5. As Hayden Wilson steps in, Wilson struck out back in the second in his only other plate appearance. Glad you could be with me today. Tonight, it's all baseball this week. Got soccer coming up Friday night. But it's all baseball. Last year, if you remember, we kicked off the season with all softball, so So we switched it up and went with all baseball this year. And McBrearty has thrown just one strike in his last 5 pitches. And as a result, K.J. Jones and the veteran Carson Lease will have a conversation with him. And now Alex Jacobs will join that conversation. What are we doing Friday night? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll go see Holy Trinity play in the regional semifinals. And Ryan Houston comes out and he wants to know what's going on here. And lets everybody know the game is simple, young men. It's throw strikes and relax. Don't overdo it. His conversation is directed solely at one person. That's Chase McBrearty. Everybody else is in for the fun of it. And now we'll have another participant come, but I believe this one's going to break the conversation up. And Coach Patrick, or Ron Patrick, I should say, the umpire does. And everybody goes back to their respective positions. And Ryan Houston returns to the bench, and we're ready for action. As Hayden Wilson, the junior, steps in. And that is about as a definitive of a description as you will get of a mound visit in the middle of a baseball game. 1-0. Here's the pitch. And it didn't work, as that one is way over Wilson's head, and it's 2-0. So Gallie needs a shutdown inning here. Will they get it? And that's the BB Coach Houston was looking for. Coach Houston with professional baseball ties as well. Played the minor leagues for the Blue Jays, I believe. 2-1. Oh, they just took just enough off of that, and Wilson knew it, swung over the top, and it's 2-2, and McBrearty is in a semi-groove here. KJ gives him the signal. Oh, my, oh, my. McBrearty, that move has been money. Still hadn't picked anybody off, but it's looked good. 4-1, O'Gallie on top. All 4 runs coming in inning number 4. McBrearty trying to shut it down here in the top of the 5th. Rocks, kicks, fires, popped out of play, and good job by Wilson to fight off a potential third strike. So 2-2. Full moon tonight. High, 3-2 now. This could also be fatigue. I don't know how many pitches he has thrown, and where's the bullpen? They got people back there? Yeah, they got people in the bullpen warming up. Here's the pitch. Oh, he got him. That is the pitch they needed. Oh, no. There's a runner at first, so he can't run, so that's just going to be a strikeout. But the runner will advance on the drop ball, so Wyman is at second. Warming up in the bullpen is Aiden McMahon for O'Gallie. So I would imagine that McBrearty's on the perennial short leash here. 1 out, runner at second. And at the dish is Jack Meckel, and Meckel would like nothing more than to drive in a run here. Meckel grounded out to Carson Leach, the third baseman, his last time up. Pitch is, if it's me, I'm not throwing the off-speed stuff here. I'm throwing strikes and I'm going after the hitter. I'm locating my pitches, but I don't know if I'm going off-speed. And I think now he's trying to spot the ball, and you can usually tell when a pitcher does that. You can't aim it. You got to throw it. And right now he's trying to aim for a strike, and that's not going to work. 2-0. You got to rear back and let it go. McBrearty has pitched well here today, trying to finish it off. I believe this would probably be his final inning as Bobby Collins goes and checks the bullpen behind me. How close is he ready? Because this will be his final hitter, I would have to guess, if he puts him on. If he puts Meckel on, that'll do it for McBrearty. The 3-0 on its way. That's a strike. The proverbial 3-0 strike. And it's 3-1. One out, runner at second. 4-1 Commodores. Popped up. Playable, but tricky. Keep that in mind. Nice job by Brock Lustig. Great communication. That's a tricky ball. And Lustig takes charge and picks up out number 2. Coach Collins is right. He said, really? Tricky ball? Yeah, no. I'm just trying to give the guy some slack because I saw 3 of them balls drop last night. Oh, that's funny. 4-1. 2 outs. Curveball curves, but stays inside. 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Be nice. I know McBrearty wants to finish the inning, that's for sure. And if he can get out of this, there you go. You take that strike. So 1-1. If he can get out of this with maybe a 4-pitch at bat here, he may have a chance to convince Coach to come out for the 6th. I doubt it, but he might. He can at least have the conversation. If he puts this hitter aboard, there's no conversation to be had. 1-1 to Christian Wolf. And Wolf gets into one and drives it to left field. But that is the 3rd and final out of the inning. And McBrearty gets out of it without allowing a run. And a nice job. And coming up for the Commodores, it'll be McBrearty, Jones, and Jacobs here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, Cocoa Beach with a new pitcher. And this call to the bullpen this time will be brought to you by Walden Custom Builders. And this call to the bullpen brings us Derek Zarney in. And we'll show you Derek here, I promise. And there is Derek. Zarni last season. See if he's got anything here from last year. Yeah. Junior last year made 6 appearances, 7.88 ERA. In 8 innings pitched last year, all in relief. Zarni allowed 9 hits, 13 runs, 9 of them earned. Walked 15 and struck out 9. So, Coach hoping for a no-run inning here as Chase McBrearty delivers the shutdown inning for Gallie that they needed after scoring 4 in the 4th. And now we go to the 5th with Chase McBrearty, the pitcher of record, up. McBrearty was up when I believe Jacobs was thrown out, or Carson Leach. Carson Leach was thrown out. Trying to score. And Zarni looks and delivers strike 1. The lefty. He's got I like his delivery. He's tall, he's lanky. He's got, he's got that pitcher's build that you like to see. Southpaw. Oh, he pulled that one. Pulled the string on that one. Do-do. 1 ball and 2 strikes to McBrearty. 5th inning, 4-1 Commodores. And that's strike 3 from the southpaw. The 5th Commodore to go down via the K today as KJ Jones steps in. Jones popped out to the shortstop and walked and scored his last time up. Bottom of the 5th, 4-1 Commodores on top here. Southpaw kicks and fires, and the ball curves, but after it crosses the plate, and the count is 1-0. And that ball right down the middle, and KJ fouls it off for strike 1. KJ transferred to Gallie from Rockledge, had a stellar season last year for the Raiders. The 1-1. And he gets away into this one, back to the wall, and hauling it in for the second out. Nice play out there by the left fielder. That's Cerruti out there. And Cerruti Alex Jacobs steps in. He is, put my glasses on. He is 1 for 1 with a walk. So it's a lefty-lefty battle here. Jacobs will look at ball 2. KJ just missed that one, man. Just missed it. The wind is blowing straight out. So if anybody can get into one a little bit, they'll get a little help. 2-1 to Jacobs. Zarni delivers up a deuces wild situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 4th. Zarni rocks, kicks, and upstairs, ball 3. 3 and 2. That's a little nubbler off the bat, but to the shortstop. 3 up, 3 down. Nice job by Zarni to come in and shut the door on the Hotto Gallie bats. We head to the top of the 6th. No score. Or no score that inning, 4-1 for the game. All right. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Tails at the Barkery. For all of your cat and dog treats and pet wear, Miss Pam and her staff do a terrific job. Tails at the Barkery, your new pitcher, Aiden McMahon, the senior, steps in. And he is, I don't have any numbers on him last year. I don't know. Couldn't find him, so. On O'Galley's roster, anyway. His first pitch, obviously, hold on, let me find out. Oh, did he? I got you. Okay, all right. So he is with O'Galley last year. He's played a little outfield. Didn't do a lot of pitching. McMahon rocks, kicks, fire. Oh, my goodness gracious, what a pitch. That's a beaut for strike 3 and out 1. Aunt Ramsey steps in. Ramsey, that's the 3rd strikeout of the night for Stanley, and Ramsey steps in. He grounded out and popped out to the first baseman. And Aiden McMahon has come in throwing darts, and it's 0-1. Curveball gets away. We got a new catcher, too, by the way. Tell you who that catcher is in just a moment. Yes, sir. Strike 2. Nice pitch. Where'd K.J. Jones go? So the catcher is struggling catching that curveball. I think he's snapping off at the last minute. Popped up. And he couldn't make it. Sorry about that pole. he couldn't. That's a tough play up against that fence. I think that's O'Keefe catching. Strike three. Can I help you? Nope, I'm just looking. And that's 2 strikeouts by Aiden McMahon to start the top of the 6th. Connor McGrew steps in. McGrew has struck out 2 times previous, and both times he was window shopping. And he swings at the first pitch, and it's a strike 1. Here comes the second offering. Curveball, a little low. The 1-1. And he overthrew that one, and his first plus ball count of the inning. 2 balls and 1 strikes. Aiden McMahon. The high heat gets him. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. So that means deuces are wild here in the top of the 6th. Kicks, fires, ball 3. Look good. But just outside, says Ron Patrick. 3-2 now. Aiden McMahon low and inside, ball 4. So good job by McGrew to battle back at there. For 0-1, goes 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, and then draws the walk. That'll bring up Cerruti. Anthony Cerruti. Cerruti in this one has singled and grounded out to Carson Leitz, who's had a heck of a game at third base, and a big double in the gap to drive in the go-ahead runs for Gallie back in the 4th inning, in a 4-run 4th for the Commodores. As the sun has set here at beautiful Clint Hurdle Field in gorgeous Merritt Island. Full moon. All we need now is a launch. Upstairs. Coming up tomorrow on Brevard Sports Network, you'll see the championship match to this one. Can't be here for the 4:30 game tomorrow, unfortunately. We will be at Satellite tomorrow, though, during the day for the College Football Fair class of 2025. There will be 17 schools there. Go look at the post, get your transcripts, get it all together, and get there tomorrow at 1 o'clock if you want to play college football and believe you have what it takes. Remember, GPA, transcripts, all of it matters. 3-0, and Aiden McMahon throws the proverbial 3-0 strike. So after striking out the first 2 batters of the inning with relative ease, McMahon has fallen behind to his 2nd straight hitter. The count is 3-1 to Cerruti. And he says, I'll make it full. It's 3-2. Parker Kress is on deck. A lot can happen with 2 outs. We've seen it. Off and running, but it won't matter as Cerruti goes down on strikes. McMahon strikes out all 3 outs, and he is greeted accordingly by the bench. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-1. Gallie. Off to the bottom of the 6th inning we go. And the Gallie Commodores lead it 4-1. It'll be Larice. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Jacobs this inning. Or Jones, I should say. Nope, Jones is out. So it should be Larice, Tinnen, and Lustig. So Xavier Larice will lead it off here. Larice in this one walked and has flown out. Oh, man. Awesome. Yeah. But you know what? It's 7 1/4 is what it was. Yes. Yes, 7 1/4. Thank you. And somebody on the O'Gallie bench said no. Pretty sternly. 2-1. Zarni still on there. Nice pitch. And the ball is fouled off, and the count is 2-2. Cocoa Beach and O'Gallie. What time is it anyway? It is 6:30. Hope this broadcast has been good. I have no idea what it looks like. Zarni with the pitch. Upstairs, 3-2. This is not the guy you want to put on. He will immediately. You might as well just put him at second if you're going to put him at first. And there's a ground ball. Shortstop up and got him. That's a great play right there to get Larice. Oh, that's perfect right there. Yep. Thank you, Coach. All right, there we go. Got my Merritt Island hat on. Coach, hey, listen, Coach invited me. I know we can't cheer for one particular team, but I can wear the hat. Pitch. That's right there on the corner to Declan Tinnen. Strike two. Thought about that for just a second and then said, yeah, that's a strike. Declan Tinnen. We'll see if Aiden McMahon comes back out in the top of the 7th. Oh. Just missed. And I mean just missed. Foul tip. Two and two. Oof. Just missed again. 3-2. So a full count to Declan Tinnen, who is battling, that's for sure. Upstairs, ball 4. That one got away from Zarni. Brock Lustig will step in. Brock was hit by a pitch and came around to score on the double by Carson Leitz. Derek Zarni's a senior. Bobby Collins comes into tonight's game with 472 career wins. 472. The ball is fouled back and out of play. And it's 0-2 now as Lustig in a hole. We will log off, I believe it's 30 minutes between games? Do you know? 30 minutes between games? 30 minutes between games. Upstairs, 1-2. Gives me a chance to go get a big Diet Coke. So it's 6:33 if this thing ends it. My best guess would probably be by 7:30 we'll be good and back on the air. Merritt Island and Heritage. Pitch in the dirt, good block, but off and running anyway. Well, the catcher turned his head, but Declan is going to take the base. That's a wild pitch. And the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Upstairs, and it's 3-2. And Zarni is, that's that fastball, man. He's just overthrowing that. Carson Leitz on deck. He's got the GW RBIs already in this one. Zarni rocks, kicks, and fires. And that is strike 3 for out 2. And Carson Leitz comes to the plate as Brock Lustig gets caught doing a little window shopping. For those of you new to the lingo, that's just looking. And it's 2 outs with Carson Leitz at the dish. Ball bounces in the dirt, and the runner will advance to third and takes the turn. Well, 1-2 from 1-0. I'm sorry, 1-0 with 2 outs. And it's 2-0, and that's, I'll tell you what, catcher's done a great job. And KJ Jones over here telling a fellow catcher, good job. Swing and a miss. Leitz was trying to send that one to 528, 2-1. Upstairs to 3-1. I tell you what, man, these benches are great. Higher than that picnic table, man. That feels good. 3-1 now. That's a strike. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third, 4-1 O'Gallie here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's a walk. It'll be Crest, Wyman, and Wilson scheduled to hit for Cocoa Beach in the top of the 7th. And as Cunningham steps in now. Nick Cunningham, the junior, struck out looking and had a sacrifice bunt back in the third. But, here comes Coach Johnson out. I have a conversation. He's going to take the ball from Mr. Zarni, and we'll see who the next pitcher is, and we'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, this call to the bullpen brought to you by Gamers R Us. It's going to be Braden Wyman who steps in, and Wyman see if he's got any pitching stats from last year for the Minutemen. Yes, he does. One appearance last year did Wyman have. And one batter. So Wyman begins his high school pitching career right now. And he will step in and face Nick Cunningham. All right. Ryan Houston gives some instructions to Nick Cunningham. As Kevin Dillon steps on deck. And Cocoa Beach executed the perfect play to catch a Commodore in the last inning on the first and third. Let's see if Coach Collins sends the runner again. He's just got to be careful over there. Declan Tinnon. Wyman to Cunningham. Runner goes now. And he'll get down there and dances a little bit, but eventually steps on the bag. So the wild pitch gives the runner the bag, and it's second and third now with one ball and no strikes to Nick. Base hit likely brings in two with two outs. Foul tipped in and out of the mitt. And that'll be strike one. 1-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. We got Heritage and Merritt Island coming up. A 17-win Panther team. Strike two. A 17-win Panther team on tap against a Final Four Mustang team, but that Mustang team is completely different than the one that went to the Final Four last year. They have just two seniors that's played, two guys on the roster that's played varsity baseball, as you heard Coach Arnold allude to. So no similarities from the manager all the way down in that roster last year that went to the Final Four. Of course, Danny Widener was the manager there. He's now an assistant over at Vieira. That's a balk or a timeout. Timeout. There was a timeout called by home plate umpire Ron Patrick Sr. Ron Patrick Sr. and Eddie Dufresne tonight are umpires. Popped up, and that'll get behind the screen. And that'll bounce. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Merritt Island Heritage game tomorrow in the second game for the championship. Letter high, and it's 3-2. And right now, Cocoa Beach pitching having a tough time throwing strikes consistently. And that's why there's runners on base. And there's a base hit in the right field. One run will score. Here comes the second run. Here's the throw, and it won't be in time. And down to second base. Nice job by Nick Cunningham on a 3-2 pitch. Cunningham took it the other way, and he drives in both, and the Commodores are on in front 6-1 on the single by Cunningham. Just a good piece of hitting. Didn't try to pull it and took it the other way, and good base running. Kevin Dillon, the senior, is up. 2 outs still. Dillon batting for Breckenridge. One and one. Nice job by the catcher there to block that. The 1-1. 2-1. I think at this point, if you're Cocoa Beach, you just got to let it go. You know, you're trying to throw strikes, and when you're trying to throw strikes, they're 95% of the time balls. You can't aim it. We talked about that earlier. My coach used to tell me that just throw the thing, and this one is lifted into right field and called and hauled for the third and final out of the inning, but not before the Commodores add 2, and they lead it 6-1 heading into the top of the 7th. All right, welcome back here to beautiful Clinton Hurdle Field as Cocoa Beach sends up Vincent Barchanowitz, a sophomore. Big guy for a sophomore. One and one. One and two now. Strike three. And that is, can I help you, sir? Nope, I'm just looking. One out. The 10th strikeout for Commodores pitching today. As Wyman steps in. That's not Wyman, actually. That's going to be Austin Marshall, a senior, who's going to get some cuts here. So Austin Marshall taking some cuts on Aiden McMahon, and it's 1 and 2 as McMahon dots the corner. McMahon rocks, kicks, and fires. Curveball didn't break. The 2-2 is now 3-2. McMahon fires. Doors. Absolute doors as he blows them off of the hitter. And 2 outs. And we got another pinch hitter, and it'll be Anthony Self. Now, Anthony last year batted .350 in 20 AB, so this kid can swing the bat. So we got a window shopper and doors so far this inning as McMahon gets a strikeout looking and a strikeout on a swinging, beautiful fastball, and it's now 0 and 2. As here we go. 0 and 2, 2 outs. McMahon rocks, kicks, fires, and good job by Self to stay off. The pitch. 2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild. Will the turn card pitch be the final pitch of the game? And there's a slapper to the second baseman. Up and over to first. And the Gallie Commodores have advanced to the 2025 Challenger Cup Championship tomorrow here on Brevard Sports Network. We'd like to thank both Cocoa Beach and O'Gallie and, of course, Jason Arnold. They're going to clean the field, take some infield, outfield. We'll be back at 30 minutes with Game 2. Once again, your final score, O'Gallie Commodores 6, Cocoa